So this is the, as you can see, read JerryRigEverything knife. I've had my eye on one of these for a while, but when I saw that it was coming out with this specific one, which is the LTT version on stick tips, in orange, I had to get it because I really like orange. So I got it for like $15 plus shipping, which I don't even remember how much it was. And when I got it, I just realized that it's not as good as I expected it to be. First of all, the fit and finish is not the greatest. As you can see probably here, it's not flat, and it's not flat down there either. The grippiness, or the grippy texture, is not grippy at all. It's actually pretty slick. I don't know if it's just on this specific model or if it's with all of them. I just have this one, but it's something I need to point out. When I got it, it was nearly impossible to open one-handed. That was due to the fact that these, I don't know if it will focus, but down there, how the piece that holds the blade to the lock bar, how it interacts, it was just like a sharp corner, and it was almost impossible to open it one-handed. I had to open it. I could not get it past here, literally. If I tried to get it, it was impossible. Even if I tried to push in here, which is bigger. So that was practically impossible to do. But I took it apart and I grabbed this piece and I just filed it, tried to make it more like to match down to it, as it probably should be from factory, which is another, like, maybe quality control is not that good. May just have gotten a dud, or one that's not particularly good. You may have a different experience. But yeah, I had to take care of that in order to be able to open it one-handed, and even then it's still pretty tough. This thing is heavy. Like it's so heavy, especially since I am used to carrying a Benchmade bug out, fake one, but still it's very light knife. But this whole piece is steel, like all of it is made of steel. The lock bar is steel, the spring of course is steel, the pocket clip is steel, the hardware is steel. This and the scales is made of aluminum, which is fine. The mechanism to release the blade is just a button here, which just doesn't have any sort of protection over it. But I don't think it really matters. And then you just press this and you can just pull it out, and you can just put it back in. It's kind of hard to get the blades in and out. It has to be like very straight, but once they're there, and it's not coming out on its own. It's not centered, which doesn't really matter. It's just worth mentioning, I guess. This disc is maybe a little bit too small. I wish it was like a little bit bigger to provide like a little bit more grip to open it, but I mean, it works. Not much to complain there. It's not particularly comfortable to hold, but it does the job for what you need it to. If you're just gonna be opening boxes and stuff, it's perfectly fine. It's more like a knife standpoint, I guess. I wish the pocket clip was reversible, because I much rather tip up carry. But I guess at this price point it's not possible, maybe. Doesn't really matter. The knife in itself is fine for $15. I think it's kind, although for $15 you could also get this one, which is much smaller, like so much smaller, which as well it has its issues when I got it, but at least I didn't have to take it apart. As you can see, it's a lot smaller. The mechanism to take this blade out is more annoying. It's just this bolt on like a spring. It's like spring loaded, and you just hold it up, and then you can just take out the blade and just put it back in. This is a frame lock. Has a pocket clip. This is all made of stainless steel completely, but it's substantially lighter. That's maybe because it's so much smaller. And this one is like multi-tool. It has a belt cutter and a screwdriver, flathead, Phillips, and this, take out the blade. This is a bottle opener. You can see more about it. I made a video for this. This is the outer edge Utility Pro. And yeah, this one is the same price as this one. And this one you can get on Amazon, and I think you can get it as well with like free shipping if your order is over 25 or prime shipping, so it's cheaper than this. But if you have really big hands, I guess you would go for this, since it's a lot bigger. This one just fits a bit better in hand for me, and it has these like cutout here, so you can choke up on it a lot better than with the JerryRig knife. But we're talking about this knife here, not this other one, so let's put that away. And like, it's comfortable to hold. I feel like it's more designed to be held like a normal knife than a utility knife, but it's not a bad thing per se. It has this aluminum piece that has this lanyard hold. I wish this was like a glass breaker. It came to a point. I guess you could still use it as a glass breaker, but it's not what it's intended for. Overall, I think it's a good knife. If you really like the JerryRigEverything videos, you should get it, I guess, if you want to support him. It's pretty cheap. You can get, it's better if you get more than one, so the shipping is not quite as much. So if you get 5, it's the same amount as if you get one for shipping. So if you get that, you can give this away to family, friends, whatever. Once the blade gets stole, you just, if you don't know how to sharpen a knife, you can just throw it away and put in a new one, or just flip it to get the other tip. So overall, would I say recommend this? Maybe, if you don't mind and you're comfortable with maybe having to take it apart and do some filing to reprofile these, then sure, go ahead. I really like tinkering with stuff, so it was kind of fun for me to do that, but I shouldn't have had to in order to be able to open it one-handed. Also, it is pretty slippery. I don't know if it's just this one or if it's all of them, or it will get less slippery with time as the, I believe this is powder coating wears out. I don't know, we will see. I will see how this turns out, but overall, for $15, you could get something the same price and that's lighter and has more functionality to it, but I don't think it's a bad price for it.